Stuart Popejoy, my co-founder, is the one who masterminded Pact. And a touch of background on him: before we met, he was at JP Morgan building some equity algo trading system at JP Morgan. And it was the kind of thing where like you'd have a sales trader on a desk, call up a client, or the client would call them and say, hey, I want my portfolio to execute an algorithm that looks like that when A, B, and C happen, then X, Y, and Z happen, type of deal. Like not complicated, but also not simple. And when he was rebuilding the execution engine for that and the interfaces, he also built a language for the sales traders to write in, because what it used to be was about a 2-month period between the first call and actually the algorithm hitting production. Because like the sales trader would need to like represent it, like they would need to document it, and then take it to the developers, and the developers have to build it and then test it and blah, blah, blah. And it would just take forever to actually get into production. And he shortened that down to 2 days by actually building a language for these technical non-programmers to be able to basically write live on the call and actually just like sketch out what the algorithm should do. And within 48 hours, it can hit production. I think it was 24 hours to QA. So what Pact is aimed at is actually that user base. Not that we are there yet. I mean, for programmers, it's really easy to use. If you have any experience with SQL, it's much closer to learning SQL than it is to learning like a JavaScript. We also have this belief that like there is a lot of freedom through constraint, and like Pact is a domain specific scripting language. So you can actually read the code that's executing on chain, and it is domain specific to blockchain applications. It actually works for a couple other things, but like the big one that it's built for is blockchain and for smart contracts. And a lot of the features that we put into it reflect the environment, the very hostile environment that it runs in, because everything's a bug bounty. I'd encourage people to just dive into Pact and start playing around with it. It's not a for an event like for an expert programmer, for someone who's very experienced, it usually takes them like a week or two to pick up a language and start getting running with it. Pact is much more of like a 2-day, 3-day type of thing. If you're more junior, it might take a little bit longer because there's some weird stuff. It has some very advanced security modeling in it. It also has formal verification, so this is all like kind of new. But like at its core, it's just a way, way better environment that reflects actual industrial needs but in this like in the domain of public blockchain smart contracts. And in that way, it's really I mean, you can't say really unique, because if something's unique, it can't be really unique. But like it's just so different in how simple it was built, even for the advanced topics that it's built to, in like the dangerous environment that it's built to run in.